Much of what others find irritating about you may lie in your blind spots, and the same goes for what you find irritating about others. We all have our blind spots, so be generous. You'll likely need that same generosity yourself. One dark autumn evening, we returned home after a long road trip. Once inside, I couldn't find my phone. Frustrated, I dumped my bag onto the table, but no phone. Then I remembered I had sent a message shortly before we arrived, so I figured the phone must be in the car. I went out to check. Once, twice, 3 times. Still nothing. I even searched the path from the garage to the front door with a flashlight. On the 4th trip, I opened the driver's side door for the first time, and there it was, right on the dashboard. I just hadn't been able to see it from the passenger side. What was completely invisible from one angle was obvious from another. Check your blind spot. That's something every driver learns. But blind spots aren't just for driving or searching for lost items. They exist in our interactions with others, too. What you can't see from your angle might be crystal clear to those around you. We can be blind to the way we come across. We don't see how critical, nitpicky, intense, dismissive, short-tempered, or inflexible we may seem. There's a whole ocean of possible blind spots, and every one of us has them, in relationships with partners, children, family, co-workers, or friends. Here's a list of some of the most common blind spots people complain about in my work as a therapist. You'll probably recognize a few in those around you, and when you do, try to remember, much of what you find irritating about others may be hidden from their own view. They're unaware of it, so be generous. Because you almost certainly have some blind spots of your own. Take a look at the list and ask yourself, or someone who knows and cares about you, do I have any of these blind spots? Blind spots that can make you seem less generous, warm, and empathetic. I like receiving gifts, but I hold back when it's my turn to give. I let others treat me but often send payment requests instead of returning the favor. I'm always first in line. I forget others also deserve their share of attention, space, or food. I'm not a big fan of listening. I don't give compliments freely. I find it hard to genuinely share in others' joy. Blind spots that can make you seem competitive or envious. I don't ask follow-up questions when someone shares. I always have a better story. I always have a better recipe, healthier lifestyle, better friend, vacation, or deal, or a worse injury, worse sickness, or worse boss. I always have to go first, go farthest, be 10 steps ahead. Blind spots that can make you seem critical or dismissive. I usually think I know best and don't see what others could possibly teach me. I love giving advice on how others can improve their lives, but I don't take the time to truly listen to what they're going through. I want everything to be perfect, so I correct everything big and small. I think people should be able to take a joke at their own expense. Blind spots that can make you seem exhausting, intrusive, or inflexible. I get overly excited and interrupt people. I rarely accept no as an answer. I speak bluntly and pride myself on being honest and direct. Blind spots that can make you seem manipulative. I rarely take no for an answer. I don't settle when I get an answer I don't like. I push for more information or try to convince others to see it my way. I usually get things my way. I ask others lots of personal questions but rarely share much about myself. Blind spots that can make you seem unclear, disengaged, or avoidant. I delay my response or make excuses when I want to say no. I rarely say a clear and wholehearted yes. I think I'm being clear, but my voice, words, or body language show uncertainty. Blind spots that can make you seem distant or hard to please. I tend to interpret others' words and actions negatively. I take things personally and often think people are trying to hurt or exclude me. I struggle to accept help or support. I don't really listen to others' opinions, thoughts, or ideas. I find it hard to accept compliments. I rarely invite others or take initiative. I tell myself I'm not interesting or fun, or that my home isn't good enough. If you read one or more of these statements and thought, this actually sounds a bit like me, then guess what? It's no longer a blind spot. Becoming aware of our blind spots is like learning where the ditches are. We're less likely to fall into them again. And if we do, we might say something like, Sorry for interrupting. I got a little carried away because what you said really interested me. Or, when you said my dress looked nice, I brushed it off. That wasn't fair. I'm not great at taking compliments, but honestly, it meant a lot. Thank you. It's completely human to have blind spots. They're part of our personality and often shaped by our life experiences. When our relationships feel secure, when we believe the other person truly wants the best for us, we're more open to hearing about our blind spots. We can allow ourselves to be corrected, but remember, one of our blind spots might be constantly trying to correct others. If you often feel annoyed by others' blind spots, remember, you have some too. If you're ready to tell someone what they should change, you should also be ready to hear what you might need to work on. But are we brave enough to ask others what our blind spots are? Are we brave enough to answer if someone asks us the same? And is it always the right thing to do? To some extent, we need to simply live with each other's blind spots, not let them irritate us so much, and remind ourselves we all have our stuff. Just like there's more than one door to a car, there's more than one door into ourselves. If you're willing to look at yourself from a new angle, you might see something you haven't seen before, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find something in yourself that makes you smile. Blind spots don't only hide our flaws, they can also hide our goodness. We're often too hard on ourselves, thinking we're boring or not good enough. But ask the people around you. They'll likely say you're kind, funny, wise, generous, and real. Yep. If you're willing to take a look at your blind spots and understand why you act or think the way you do, you just might find yourself feeling better and your relationships becoming stronger.